You're listening to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes, the podcast where whiskey, cigars, and beard products aren't just a hobby, they're a lifestyle. Hosted by Adam, Paul, and Jerry, three guys with real experience, full beards, and even fuller glasses. Each episode serves up thoughtful tastings, laid-back cigar talk, and honest takes on beard gear and beyond. From top-shelf pours to everyday essentials, this is the place where conversations flow as smooth as the whiskey. So, pour a glass, light one up, and enjoy the ride. This is Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes.
Welcome to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. I'm Adam.
And I'm Paul.
And I'm Jerry.
And today we've got quite the full agenda there. We've got some whiskeys to drink and cigars to smoke. We're all smoking different things, so you're going to hear about individual perspectives as it relates to the whiskeys with our individual cigars. However, to start, we always start with our palate warmer. We're gonna take a step back even from that particular segment of our show and start a little different. So last week I was not here due to family situation. Paul and Jerry, they handled the St. Paddy's Day episode by themselves and had some fairly interesting drinks. Now, I didn't listen to it, because one of those drinks was sent to me. Actually, everything they had, I have too. But there's one particular thing that was sent out that I was going to try. And Jerry, in his infinite wisdom, chimed in with a, "Don't try it yet. We need to have your on-air reaction." So I was texting with him today and said that if Paul will buy the actual bottle, and that inspires some confidence on my behalf about how good this was going to be. And Paul immediately replied with, "I also bought a bottle of Malort." So thanks for dashing my hopes, Paul. Jerry said he has mixed feelings after he's already drank it. So here we go. This is the Shanky's Whip, made in Ireland, as Paul, excuse me, as Paul just held up there.
I poured some to join you.
Oh, okay. So hold that up there for me, Paul. No, yes, but I want to see it in the glass.
Yeah,
that's dark. A gorgeous color. I mean, that's a gorgeous color, So already, that's somewhat encouraging. It's this awesome little can.
Yeah, those cans are awesome.
They really are. I'm turning the light off on my camera so that people can see a little better. It looks a little darker on the camera than it is in real life. It's a pastel green color, kind of like a sea foam almost. Got this cool old school label-esque artwork on it here. It's a kick-ass little can. Whiskey and liqueur, made in Ireland, Shanky's Whip. So I'm going to pop this sucker open. I haven't smelled it, haven't tasted it, nothing. I'm going to put this up here, and hopefully the microphone will catch the pop. Did it catch it?
I heard it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so everybody heard it. Cool. Now, I've got my palate warmer poured up in my Glen. I only brought one down here. So I have this in here in case this is awful. So I'm going to drink it straight from the can. I'm assuming you guys did as well last week, yeah? Straight from the can, you poured in your Glens?
I went straight from the can.
Okay.
I did both. Can't remember.
Okay. But... All right. Wow. So on the nose, that's interesting. That's root beer candy right there is what that nose is. I mean, holy shit.
I was getting butterscotch and cream soda, so fairly close.
I could also see an Irish car bomb. That's what this smells like, is an Irish car bomb. If you've never had an Irish car bomb, I highly suggest you have an Irish car bomb. They're easily one of the most drinkable cocktail shots that you can find out there. They're also very sneaky and will fuck you up in a heartbeat. So is there a proof on this? Did I miss that somewhere? Where's the
it is
66%?
Yep.
8 or 33?
33%. Yeah, 66%.
Okay. I was going to say it has to be 70 or less. So now if you hear me coughing and hacking, I am getting sick, so please excuse that. But that nose is pleasant. Let's see if it transfers over to my palate. Okay, not nearly as bad as I expected. It's kind of like if you sweetened a cup of espresso with a cream soda. If you decided to go that route instead of using sugar. I know Paul's been making old fashions with it.
Yep. Damn good. It's pretty damn good as the the sweetener in an old fashioned. I get the big time cream soda notes off of it that I can't get out of my head. So I really like it. I mean, it's kind of it's kind of sticky like those flavored whiskeys, that kind of thing. But it's got enough proof on it, and the flavors are there. Yeah, I mean it's like coffee, espresso, chocolate, cream soda, and it's just pretty damn good. I like it.
Yeah, I put it in my coffee the other day. Worked pretty well. Basically, you got all the that butterscotch cream soda style notes in it with the coffee, so it goes pretty well with the instead of like a creamer for the coffee.
Yeah, that is very interesting. I don't know who had this idea. Can I see that label again, Paul? Is it the same?
I think it's the same as on the can. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it looks like animal crackers.
Yep, it does. Or any number of. My grandmother used to collect old advertisement signs, and when I say old, I mean that shit. So like 1920s, 1930s, from when she was. I think she was born in the 30s, from when she was a little girl. But wow, that is interesting. I am going to hold on to the other half of that and give that to my wife here in a little bit and let her try that. The problem there is that she's going to like it, and we can't get it here. So, Paul, I may be hitting you up. What was the cost on that?
$30 maybe,
something like that.
I got it at Total Wine. I think you can get it in a 175 as well if you so choose.
Jesus, what would you do with that much liqueur? I mean, that's God. I don't know anybody that drinks that shit like that. You know what I mean?
You can't get it at your Total Wine? I figured it was pretty widely available, no?
I do not see it. I did not see it when I checked. I checked the other day whenever you posted the picture of your.
Oh boy, it is on sale at ABC down here in Florida for $19.99.
Woo-wee, yeah,
for $7.50.
Time to get
it's not moving.
Case up.
Just not moving, despite the very mobile person. I don't know if that's a male or a female. Looks like a male.
Very mobile. Yeah, there's a mustache, so I'm gonna lean male.
I didn't see the mustache, but
my label's much bigger than that little.
Hey, there's a woman that works at one of the McDonald's here in town that has a better mustache than I do. Okay,
that's what I said. I was gonna lean male on that one, but
yeah, I can't make assumptions anymore, right? But
so $27.99 is what I picked this one up for, and then the 175 is $45.99, and it looks like it comes in the same exact bottle, but just like bigger. So like a big, nice glass 175 bottle.
Yeah, that I don't know if you had the chance to try it with you've got a cigar right there, and you had some straight in your glass.
Mm-hmm.
The cigar. I don't care what cigar you're smoking. If you're smoking any kind of cigar that's got any kind of tobacco flavor to it, it's going to enhance that coffee in that Shankies, and it did for me. Now the cigar I'm smoking is a Maduro, but that's very interesting. That's probably, I would put that up there as far as what my taste buds like with a Screwball, the peanut butter whiskey. You can't call it whiskey. I don't know how they get away with putting that on the label, but at any rate, that shit's pretty delicious. And that Shanky's is as well. So whoever came up with that, well done. I wonder how old this company is. If that's something new or if that's a company that's been around for a while, whatever. It's good. I like it. So thank God it wasn't. I was expecting to take a drink and just go, God in heaven, just lose my mind. That's not what happened, thankfully.
Well, that's pretty decent. It's definitely a bottle that I'm going to have around the house. Like I said, it changes up the old fashioned slightly. I don't mind a pour like this on its own. It's much better ice cold because I put this bottle in the fridge door because I figured I'd probably use it mostly for old fashions. The colder it gets, the better. Kind of gets a little thicker and sweeter somehow when it's cold. Tastes sweeter at least. But yeah, I mean, it says right on the back of the bottle, it's the original black whiskey and liqueur. And it says, try on the rocks as an ice cold shot or with your favorite mixer.
Okay. Well, I could definitely see using this as a sweetener or something like that. It is a little sweet for me, which is saying something because I drink Dr. Pepper like they're never going to make anymore. But
saying that, I wonder how this would go with like a whip and Coke instead of like a rum and Coke.
Nope, I'm kind of wondering how it would go with the Dr. Pepper now.
Well, that's what when you said that, it popped in my head. I wonder because the bottle doesn't say use as a mixer with your favorite spirit. It says use this with your favorite mixer. So they want this to be the spirit. So yeah, I wonder how that'll stand up against the soda.
That's good shit. I wonder what Irish whiskey they use or if they distill their own specifically for this.
It doesn't give you much on the bottle.
I think it says at the bottom, distilled from whey. Did I read that?
Not. Oh, it's
on the front. I think it's on the front.
And Leith. I guess that's a distillery in Ireland. Bigger and Leith.
I don't have any idea who that is. I've never heard of them, but whatever.
It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. So, well, let's jump right back into the regular format of the show. Starting with our palate warmers. Just like always, Paul, you gave me this gift of this Shanky's Whip, so let's start with you.
I grabbed a Sazerac 90 proof.
Good stuff.
I knew we'd be starting with that whip, and I knew that would be sweet, so grabbed a rye to kind of cut back in and settle my palate down.
Sure. Okay, Jerry, what do you got?
I grabbed a Old Forester, a 90 proof single barrel, the old black labels from a local Riverside Liquors, the old 90 proofers. These ones were fantastic when they were making them. So I still have this one, and I think that's the last one I have left. So.
Well, let's be honest. Everything Old Forester does. In fact, we should probably call this the Old Forester and Malort podcast, given the way that it has gone recently. But
more to come on Malort, guys. Might take a couple weeks, but you will be getting a package.
This is what happens when you're not on, Adam. When you're out sick or doing your family stuff, me and Paul just drink and do stupid shit.
I saw a person online making microwave mac and cheese, but instead of the water, they use Malort.
So you are getting mac and cheese in the mail.
I was thinking about
no.
See, that's the thing. I know if I sent you a little microwave mac and cheese and a shot of Malort, I know that at least Adam would definitely not make it. He would just refuse.
Oh, I would make it.
You're damn right. Right in the trash. Or I'd drink it, or I'd eat the mac and cheese by itself, and then. But how is it that I'm the one on this show that's known for, being a little out of control, not really giving a shit what I say and whatever? How am I the one
keeping us straight?
You guys in line that you guys do this shit to me when I'm not around. What the fuck?
Oh, I got a good one. I mean, it may be good. Who knows? I've never.
It won't be good. It won't be good, Paul. I don't know what it is, but it won't be.
It probably, if it's what I'm thinking, it's probably not. But I'm
no. Let me ask you this, Paul. Did you chuckle when you put it when you had the idea? Did you chuckle?
Oh, it wasn't even a chuckle. I was like very enthused. I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't know this exists."
Yeah. Okay. So that's a problem. That's a problem for everybody. It will be. It will be. So I went with tried, true, and trusty Early Times Bottled and Bond. This is one of the older bottles of Early Times that I have in the house. It's not a dusty or anything, but it is pre-sale to Buffalo Trace. From what I've been able to tell, do what?
I was gonna say, talking about that, the new ones that are coming in the benchmark bottles.
Yeah,
I heard are terrible.
Well, I have the round bottle Buffalo Trace releases.
Yeah.
That came with the cork as opposed to the screw top, and I don't notice a difference. Now that may be because, Buffalo Trace may have acquired some distillate that was already.
I think that's what happened. Is originally I think they got some barrels, and I think now it's their own. If I was to guess, and people are saying they're doing blinds and they can tell the difference.
Well, I'm gonna have to get one because I've got so many bottles of these. It's ridiculous. When I heard that they were going to sell, I went out and bought as many bottles as I get my hands on. I've got a bunch. So if you guys want some, I'll send you a couple bottles. But this shit's great. I discovered this. It's been some years ago, but I discovered it because a friend of mine gave me a sample. And then I went to the store, and this bottle actually led me to another bottle. I went to a store and forgot what I had drank, and accidentally picked up some Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, and then realized that I fucked up. It was the wrong bottle, but I was like, holy shit, this shit is great too. So 2 great whiskeys became known to me from a sample that one person gave me. And I've got so many bottles in this house, it's hard for me to make a choice from time to time. But when I picked this one up, I could literally sit and kill the bottle. I'll be drunk as fuck. I'm not saying that I'm some kind of drinking champion, but I could kill the whole fucking bottle and never want for anything else that I have in my collection. It's a great whiskey. It was a great whiskey. Hopefully Buffalo Trace isn't fucking it up. Hopefully people are just, their biases are, they're letting the intrusive thoughts in, right? So I don't know. I'll have to find out for myself, but this is fantastic whiskey and I love it.
Yep, I actually killed a bottle of that last night because I can't get it around here. So I've made a couple trips up to New York for work in the last month and a half or so, and did some, store hopping, checking out some things on the shelves that I couldn't get, and that was one of them for like $22, I think, a bottle. Yeah. I think liter bottle too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely came home with 3 bottles of that and a couple other things, but I wish I could get it in Maryland, but they just no distribution. You would think with Buffalo Trace taking it over, I'd be able to find it more readily available, but no such luck.
You probably will with time, because now it's their distillate that they're putting into the bottles, and they've got such a capacity at this point that, and the bubble is leaking. If you can't say it's fully burst at this point, you can at least say that it's leaking.
Well, yeah, I was in Total Wine earlier this week just because I happened to drive by it and I hadn't been in there in a while. And on the shelf, E.H. Taylor Small Batch, Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace. I'm trying to think. I think that might have been it, but that shit I don't see on the shelves ever. And it wasn't like one of their drops or whatever. It was just on the shelf. And
it was like that here. And I want to say E.H. Taylor Rye hit a couple spots around Florida too.
Well, it's funny because the first sign, at least that I noticed, and I think a lot of people, this was their first sign, was Henry McKenna started being back on the shelves. And I walked into a store the other day. On my way home, I walked into a Kroger, and they had a full shelf. Straight line, front to back. Not one bottle was missing out of that case. It was, and I was just like, okay, now things are starting to, the world is starting to correct itself, right? Or at least the whiskey world. So that's great. I'm all for. I have mixed feelings, I guess I should say, about the secondary market. I'm all for free market and the ability to do with your property what you will. At the same time, if you want to be a seller on the secondary market, fine. If that's your main source of income, well, you're a fuck up. You need to do something better with your life. For quit buying up all the shit and leave some for the rest of us so we can get it at a decent price. It's ridiculous. It's these inflated prices, whether it's the distillery or the secondary market that's causing it. The artificially inflated prices are absolutely ridiculous. We've got to do. I mean, the $120, $110 bottles of Henry McKenna, not going to do it for me. I could swing 54. It was what, 40, 45?
It was 40 when before everything went crazy with Mr. Minnick. But I think $39.99 is when the first couple bottles I ever bought of it. But then it went crazy. Cheapest I've seen it around here is 65, which has significantly come down. But like you said, it's almost in every store on every shelf at all times now at 65.
Right.
So, yeah.
And you'll start seeing the prices come down too. The longer it sits there, those prices will come down. They'll go on sale like Jerry saw there at one of his locals.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a buy at 65. It's fantastic.
Sure.
Whiskey, but I'd love to see it in the $50 range.
It's $54.99 is what I saw it for on that particular shelf. Mm-hmm. Now that store is known for doing some pretty big. I mean, it's crazy, right? Kroger started up in Cincinnati, which is just a couple hours away from where I am. But the crazy thing is, if I sit and count, I can count at least 8 Kroger stores within a 5-mile radius of my house. We're saturated with Krogers. They're everywhere. But this one particular Kroger, it's not technically in Lexington. It's really close. They're known for doing some pretty big drops for allocated stuff. And it's at, a price that you would expect. It's not secondary. It's not museum prices, anything like that. So the fact that you can walk into that store where they do these massive allocated drops where people line up, mm-hmm. and there's a group dedicated to that specific Kroger liquor store on Facebook and the drops that they do. So people are that in tune, and they still have all these bottles of Henry McKenna sitting on the shelf. That right there tells you something, because it used to be those same people that were waiting in line would step out of line to get that Henry McKenna, mm-hmm. and avoid whatever was on the shelf just so they didn't have to fight. They're like, oh, fuck. But then again, back at that time, those Henry McKenna bottles were on that shelf, or on that countertop with the rest of the allocated as well. So it's good. It's good to see the correction. It's good to see things coming back around. It'll be good whenever I can, drink, I don't know. I was going to say Elijah Craig foolproof, but no, those are on the shelf all over the place. If I drink this OWA behind me and walk into a store and pick one up because it's just hanging out on the shelf, that'd be fantastic. That'd be great.
Yeah, at a reasonable price.
Right.
Because I see it on a lot of shelves, and it's usually one bottle at a stupid price when I know they probably got 3 cases in the back, and they just keep on replacing that one bottle at a museum price.
Yeah, I've told you guys this story before, but there was a liquor store I used to go to, and I bought their Weller Foolproof the store pick at like $90. And then he did another pick and then sold the store before the pick came in, and the new owner jacked the price up to $2.99 on the next bottle, and I laughed in his face and walked out. It's that kind of situation. I don't want to deal with that shit. Nobody wants to deal with that shit.
Nope.
Jerry and I went into a liquor store in Louisville and noticed it was an ETL, and I think it was a Weller single barrel and some other things behind the counter, and saw all the prices, and we just kind of looked at each other and chuckled and walked our asses right the fuck out of the store, left everything there, didn't buy a goddamn thing. So I am glad to see that happening. Just as a whiskey drinker and a collector, I like being able to go find what I want when I want it. The flip side of that is that it has forced people like us to find alternatives that we like just as much or better for cheaper prices. So leading back to this early times bottle and bond. This is one of them. Now it's a little different because they sold, and maybe the recipe's changed. Maybe it is totally different. We'll find out soon because I'm going to get some of that. I'm going to send you guys some of these bottles and some samples from that bottle, and we'll test it out and see what's what. But this is fantastic, and I don't care what anybody says. I just wish they hadn't sold it.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe who was it? It was National Distillers owned it, and then Jim Beam bought it, right? Or they owned it whenever they didn't sell it after they bought National Distillers, did they? Until they sold it to Buffalo Trace.
No,
Is that right?
No. Heaven Hill owned it, right?
I don't.
Now you got me second guessing. I'm almost positive it was the Heaven Hill brand that sold to Buffalo Trace.
Let me look. Because I can't remember. I thought it was. Oh, it was Brown Foreman. Good God, we're both wrong.
We're
I
both
was going
wrong.
to say, I thought it was Brown Foreman.
Yeah, it was Brown Foreman. Of course it was. I knew that. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. But anyway, yeah, this has the citrusy and leather, and I mean it's nothing special. It's just, it's what you think of when you think of bourbon. It's one of those types of whiskeys. So I really appreciate it. All right, so now we did not determine an order for the whiskeys of this week, so we're doing a side by side. Jerry sent out samples of one, I sent out samples of the other, and then I have a third here just for funsies. So I think what we'll do is let's start with, because you guys have you guys had the one that I sent out? Okay.
I've not had either one of them.
I have a bottle of both. And then I have the third bottle that I just talked about. The one that I sent, it's very faint as far as the flavor on the palate. So let's start with that, because the one that Jerry sent has a lot more flavor, and that way we're not wrecking our palate before we try the milder one. So what we're talking about here is the Old Forester 117 series.
It's distinctly different.
Yeah. So I sent out the Scotch Cask finish, and if Paul will hold those two back up there, please. It's easier to see.
Scotch is so much darker and red, and this one barely looks like whiskey. The rum one, it's very light color.
Now, see, when I hold the bottles up here, oh yeah, no. So a minute ago, the rum looked a whole lot. No, see there we go. There's the Scotch, and the rum is here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, never mind. I'm stupid. Yeah, I forgot my camera's backwards. So I didn't notice that earlier. I thought the Scotch looked lighter compared to the rum, but I was wrong. However, we should start with Scotch.
Let's do it.
Because it's a little easier on the palate. So this bottle comes in at let me see something. I think this is going to be true for all. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, so this is batch number 1. It was released in December of 2023. It's got their DSP number on here, the size of the bottle. It's 93 proof, so it's 46.5% alcohol. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished in Scotch barrels. Little story on the label here. George Garvin Brown was proud of his Scottish heritage. To celebrate these Gaelic roots, this small batch has been uniquely finished in Scotch whiskey casks. The Speyside source cherries and wine maturation and finishing cask highlight Old Forester's natural fruit character. that is a result of fermentation with the oldest yeast strain in the industry. So that's kind of cool. The oldest yeast strain in the industry. And for those who may not be aware, the yeast plays a huge part. Other than fermentation, it plays a huge part in flavor. And if you don't believe me, I highly encourage you to try all the offerings that Four Roses has and see if you don't taste the difference. There's, flavoring comes from the grains. It also comes from the yeast. It also comes from the barrels. So there's a lot going on in a whiskey to begin with, but that's pretty cool. So on the nose, I got some dark fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Bang, boom. I mean, that is plum and red apple in a juice. That's what I get.
Yeah, red apple for sure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like I get I get plum juice and I get red apple skin on the nose. I can definitely get some of those malty characteristics from the Scotch. Get that caramel and a little bit of the oak. And I would expect there to be more oak since this was double finished, but that fruit note really that's pretty much all it is. What about you guys?
Yeah, big time red fruit. There's definitely oak, leather. There's a bready. Maybe that's where you were getting the malty. I'm getting like more of a fresh baked, like a dark bread, like a, maybe even like a carrot cake or banana bread, something like that has some kind of sweetness to it.
See, I was thinking like those apple fritters.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like that,
Same. It's like a sweet bready, like almost pastry. No.
For me, it's definitely the red fruit, but apple it's like straight. That's the first thing that hit me, and that's what's sticking with me. But yeah, there's like a sweetness with it. And the more I started thinking about it, the more you guys started talking, those little apple fritters that you get from like the donut shops or whatever. That's what's coming out. And then the typical bourbon notes, the oak, the caramels, vanillas, all that's in the background, but straight up front is just a nice fresh apple.
Now what's interesting is if you hit your cigar, okay, now you guys are the same as me. It gets all in your beard, it hangs on there for a while, gets up in your nose, and then nose that again, it gets a whole lot more floral. Or it did for me. Like it was a blast of.
I get less of the fruit. I don't know that I get more like a floral note, but the fruit goes more away, and it's just I'm kind of more left with like the oak and the pastry.
Yeah, I get floral notes in there. I don't know what the rye content of this is. But
I was going to ask, is this the 72-18-10 standard Old Forester?
Yeah, it is. They just finished it in rum casks after the fact. I just don't have it pulled up in front of me. So yeah, 72-18-10. So
yeah, the fruity notes disappear, but the sweet notes stick around for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, let's try it out, fellas. Now, there are a few things wrong with a Old Forester that, has a new take done on it. So I've got to really hand it to, hell, I can't remember her name. What was her name that started the 117 series? I could see her in my head. Hell, I got to interview her. I can't remember. Who?
Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie Zykin. Because again, it's well known for anybody that listens to the show. I'm a big Old Forester fan. They're probably my second favorite distillery behind Wild Turkey, but they can really do no wrong. And anytime you finish it in something new, make it different, whatever. I guess there's a way you can fuck that up. This ain't it though. How do you guys feel about this?
Weird for me.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I'm going to save a little bit of this because I'm getting like tobacco notes from this, but I'm smoking a cigar, so it's hard to tell if I would get that.
Nope.
Without.
You're getting tobacco notes from the whiskey.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that, and there's a peppery spiciness, but there's no fruit there at all. It's almost like the fruit is now like a raisin or a dried fruit. It's not bright like I got on the nose, but that's in the way background. It's oak, tobacco, leather, pepper for me, and I get a hint of like maybe like a it's not raisin, but it's some kind of like dried fruit that's not overly sweet.
Yeah, it's a lot of spice forward.
Yeah.
And then for me, it's that apple still there. It's like a dried apple, but it's like someone's eating an apple next to you. Like there's a little bit of like that fresh apple in there, but it's not like, it's just like someone ate it and then blew it in your face. Yeah, burped in your face. But yeah, there's that dried apple. It's definitely drying on the finish.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised by the spice through with it though.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that, especially with how sweet the nose that smelled.
Yeah, there's a lot of spice. I'm definitely getting like peppercorn, peppery spice. You know, you get a little bit of that rye spice in there.
Yeah, it starts out with like that black pepper, and then the little rye spice with a little bit of floral note come through, and then that's when the dried apple notes come through as it's finishing off dry, like as it dries out your palate.
Yeah, it's very drying. It's tannic. There's a lot of leather for me. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good. I like it a lot. It just it caught me off guard because the note does not match the palate at all.
Nope.
It's weird how drying and tannic it is, especially you got to think those Scotch barrels were used for however long in most likely a bourbon barrel, and then most Scotches are aged for at least 12 years, so you're looking at probably 14 years at the earliest.
Yeah,
probably closer to 16, 17. So I was
if they got the barrels from Old Forester in the first place, it's almost definitely older than that.
Oh yeah. So
exactly.
Just thinking at least 15 years those barrels are. Like I wasn't expecting that much. I was expecting more of a Scotch influence than a barrel influence. And
yeah. Yep. And I definitely wasn't. The tobacco note caught me way off guard. Yeah. I did not get that on the nose at all. And I thought it was just because I was smoking a cigar, but I went 3 or 4 sips in a row without going to the cigar, and it's still there. That's one of the predominant notes on the palate is
you're going to get that even after you are done with the cigar whenever you drink it again. And I just say that because by the time you said that, I didn't have any more cigar influence in my mouth, at least any more than I normally would have any kind of tobacco influence in my mouth. And that being said, it's definitely present, and I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So, Jerry, tell us about this one that you sent out to us.
Real quick, what's the price point on this one? Did you say that?
It was... I bought the pair online. So I had to, I was trying to remember where I bought it. I bought the pair of them online. I want to say it was like $120 $50 for 2 of them.
I was gonna say I think SRP is right around like 70, 75, I think.
Yeah.
Well, depending on which ones. I think I've seen them anywhere from like 70 to $90, depending on which 117. So
yeah. Now the third one that I brought down here with me, I got that one at Total Wine for $40. So
that is definitely not MSRP.
No, they were on clearance. They were getting rid. They were trying to get them off the shelf so they can make room for the next release, because they only stock them like maybe 1 or 2 deep, right? So they got to have room for the next release. But anyway, yeah, tell us about this one, Jerry.
Yeah, this is the 117 Rum Finish. Basically same mash bill and everything, finished in rum barrels. 95 proof, batch 1, released July 2024. I thought I had it up. There we go. This one took empty rum barrels that held rum for a minimum of 4 years and then finished the bourbon in these rum casks for approximately 6 months. And I saw something, I don't know how true it is, but I did see someone say this was Diplomatico rum barrels.
Okay.
So, again, I don't know how true that is. It's just something I saw. It's the only thing I saw of what barrel it was, without actually trying to dive deep on which company Brown-Forman owns and going that route. But yeah, so
95 you said, and Adam, the one you sent was 93, so both pretty much same proof point.
Yeah, they stick in the same area. The other one that I've got down here is a 93 proof too. And I just realized that I told you guys wrong. The Scotch one, I got that one from Total Wine for $40. The one that this Rum Finish, Jerry got his bottle for me in Secret Santa, and I bought these as a pair for $150 on the website. So just to kind of correct myself there, but go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I said everything. 95 proof. Breaking Bourbon saying $60 is SRP. And these are 375s too, by the way.
They are.
July 2024. And then 72/18/10. So
yeah, the 150 would have been after shipping and taxes, just to kind of throw that out there for anybody that cares. But that's got that rum funk.
Yeah.
I find it in there pretty easily.
That smells like rum cake.
Yep. There's like a butter.
Yeah.
I can't see anything in my left nostril. I'm over here closing my right one trying to.
It's like rum cake with melted butter right out of the microwave. Like that's.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. That is.
There's this like savory butter note I keep picking up on the nose. Like melted butter.
But you can definitely get the funk of the rum.
Mm-hmm. And if you let it settle without swirling, after you've swirled it, let it settle, and it gets a little bit more fruity coming out of there too. You can kind of like that would be kind of like a fermenting strawberry. If you've ever smelled a fermenting strawberry or a fermenting berry at all, and then as soon as you swirl it, man, it just like punches you in the nose. There's a lot going on in the nose.
Yeah, if you get deep in there, you start getting some of those tropical fruit notes.
Oh, all right. Now, on the palate, here we go. I mean, it's really hard to find the whiskey in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's there's so many rum heavy notes rushing at me, it's hard for me to find the bourbon in that.
Has like a syrupy texture compared
It
to
does. It's very thick, or it seems thick anyway for
the
whiskey.
viscosity or whatever.
Yep, that's the right word.
It's definitely not drying like the Scotch Cask is.
No.
It's like I'm having trouble talking because my mouth is just salivating and just producing all that.
It's there's a very heavy rum sweetness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Molasses right up front.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, I guess Brown Foreman's recipe does kind of lend itself to that syrupy, molassesy sweetness, which it's working very well with these two together. But I'm having a hard time finding the bourbon in there. So for me, it's delicious. Don't get me wrong, but this is a rum drinker's bourbon, not a bourbon drinker's bourbon that's looking for something. Well, I won't say that, but it's a rum drinker's bourbon. I think is the best way to really put that. That would be a good gateway from rum to bourbon, I think. Paul, what do you think?
I'm confused. I'm getting weird notes. I mean, I picked up. So the first sip was really oaky, which kind of threw me off. But as I keep on sipping, I mean, I got lemon, peanuts, nutmeg, cinnamon,
lemon.
Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. Every time I take a sip, I get something else. I mean, it was predominantly oak at first for whatever reason, just off the quick sip. But the second sip, I started getting like, I got a peanut finish almost, which was weird. And then the third sip, I get like bright lemon right on the first, like right on the tongue. And like, it's all over. Every time I take a sip, I'm getting something different.
Yeah, I got the lemon. Like I said, for me, it was like brown sugar and molasses at first. That oak influence is there, and then some lemon. And then towards the finish, I start getting a little bit of that. Not much. It's like very faint, but the tropical fruits.
Yeah, I'm convincing myself that I'm not tasting banana, but I think I am. Yeah, no, it's great. It's really good. It's very complex. Like I could sit and drink this probably 2 or 3 pours of it and continue to get different notes. It feels like.
You said banana. I just took a sip. I was getting those banana runs.
Yeah, it's that that Brown Foreman banana, which is not actual banana. It's banana runs is pretty much.
It's that Jack Daniel's banana.
Yeah, it's that Laffy Taffy banana or the Runts banana.
I didn't get that, and I don't like runts, and I don't like banana runts, and I don't like banana Laffy Taffy. But I do.
I love like runts. I love Laffy Taffy, and I love the banana ones.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'll buy the bag of just banana runs.
Well, I was just going to say they can give you their endorsement money, but I do.
I'll split it with you.
I do like the Jack Daniel's banana notes, and so Jack Daniel's, if you guys want to sponsor us, or Brown Foreman, if you guys want to, we've had your products on today, so a lot of them.
Well, you know what it's from. They throw a handful of runts in every barrel.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I don't have to eat them.
That's it. Spoiler alert. Secret's out. Jack Daniel's the #1 purchaser of banana runts in the country.
The only reason why they stick around.
Now I get it. I see actually for me, it's not an artificial banana. That tasted like banana pudding. That's what I got there. And not just the bananas. I got the banana, the bananas with the banana cream and the whipped cream and the vanilla wafers. All of it. Right as I drank it. which I find highly enjoyable
Mm-hmm.
because banana pudding is one of my favorite desserts of all time.
It's one of the best ones out there.
Oh, it absolutely is. And if anybody says otherwise, you're wrong. Just know that you're wrong. Go back to bed. Start your day over. You'll still be wrong, but at least you'll be rested. That is very complex. Like Paul said, it is very fantastic. I don't get into it very often. These 375s, that's the problem with them. Well, especially with these, right? They're limited runs. They're a smaller amount than a 750, something you can't get just whenever the fuck you want to. And so I have to just not look at them, pretend like they're not there, because I might drink them too fast, and then I'm done. It's over. I get no more. So
I know we're all smoking different cigars, but
yeah,
going from my cigar to this rum cask, it is fantastic.
yeah.
With this cigar, I've been a fan of this cigar since I smoked the shit out of these during COVID. I get a lot of like nutty, chocolatey. I get a little bit of like that salty salinity, which for some reason I love when I find them in that note in cigars. I don't find it often. I get it with this one. It's with that chocolatey, nutty note with the molasses rum notes that I'm getting on that. It's going fantastic. It went well with the Scotch too, but the cigars kind of tend to dry out my mouth, and then with the Scotch even more. So it went well. It's just my mouth was real dry after that one. This one just keeps going.
Well, tell us what you're smoking.
I am smoking the Warfighter tobacco. This is the 50 cal Garrison. They're let me actually get the the Garrison Escurdo Maduro.
Okay.
It's the old label. Like I said, I've had.
Show that wrapper. You still have that wrapper? Paul, look at this wrapper.
Yeah, it's been aging for a little bit.
Oh, nice.
like I said, I bought a shit ton of these during COVID. And like it's a dark wrapper, nice dark oily wrapper.
Now you know what that looks like? That looks like somebody took a paper clip and cleaned out a weed pipe and then rubbed all the resin on a paper to roll a joint with. I know because I've done it many, many times.
Oily wrapper.
That's exactly what it looks like. I mean, it looks like you get high as shit if you just fucking.
So this is a Habano Oscuro Maduro from Honduras, Connecticut, and then filler is Habano from Ometepe, Esteli, and Condega. So Honduras wrapper filler, Nicaragua, Honduras wrapper binder filler from Nicaragua. Like I said, I smoked the shit out of these. It's dark as hell, but it's more of like a medium plus, depending on the day, what you're drinking and smoking. But it's ton of flavor, like a lot of chocolate, nutty notes in there. Like I said, that salinity. I like this one a lot. And like, I don't know how well the label came. I got a light right there, and this is a metallic label, but they've changed their bands since this one. I don't know how well this is gonna come up, but there's their new band.
Oh, that actually looks very similar
There it
to
is.
the band on my cigar.
There's the new one. And
That's nice. I like it.
there's the old. It's hard to see with the fucking light behind it, but there's the old one. The bands are awesome. The smokes are awesome. I think I have one more of these left that it's probably just like that. Still smoking great, and it went out once, and there's that burn line. Nice little straight burn line.
Paul, what you got?
I got lemon in this whiskey that I can't get over. It's fantastic. I love finding lemon, but I always get it in rye. I've never really picked up a lemon in it, but I mean, it's rum finish. That's why I'm getting it. But yeah, I can't get over it. I'm just loving that lemon. But no, I'm smoking a Romeo and Juliet 1875. This one is Indonesian Sumatra wrapper. binder and filler is Dominican. This is the 5x50 Bully. It's pepper and cedar. It's pepper bomb, really. I haven't smoked one of these in a long time, and I forgot how. And it's a black pepper cigar, which I really like it. But there's cedar notes in there too. That's pretty much it. It's not. I mean, it's a $6 or $7 cigar, so for that price, it's fantastic. And it's going. I mean, it paired nicely with these because there wasn't much. You know, we did get some pepper spice from that Scotch one, but with this rum, it's going really good. But yeah, no, it's a good cigar for the price. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Right on. So the cigar that I've got, the Scotch finish did dry my mouth out. This cigar didn't necessarily do that. Maduros tend to make me salivate a little bit more. And I can say that with confidence because I smoke a lot of Maduros. That's my favorite style of cigar. It did complement both of these whiskeys very, very well. Very well. And I'm eager to see how it's going to complement the whiskey that I'm going to be drinking for this Pours on Me. And I will talk about that in a little bit and what that has to do with the whiskeys that we've already had. I alluded to the fact that it's a third bottle of 117 series. I forgot I even had this cigar. It's been on the top of my humidor in a shelf with a bunch of other cigars. And when I got in there to find out or to figure out what I was going to smoke tonight, I found like 15 molded cigars. I was like, motherfuck. So I take them out, throw them away. I took the water container out of my humidor so that it brings the humidity down. I'm guessing it just got a little bit too humid in there. But it especially with the rum finish, it brought out some notes that I didn't find before. Some slight coffee notes, a little bit of chocolate in there. So that's more of those bourbon qualities that I'm looking for. I don't always find coffee, but I more often than not find chocolate across the board. Although I'm not a fan of chocolate, I like to find those notes when I drink bourbon, and that helped bring that out in the rum, not in the Scotch cask finish, but in the rum cask finish, absolutely. So, it's really, really good. On its own, there's some pepper notes. There's some of that salinity that Jerry was talking about. There's definitely some leather qualities to this, and just pretty much everything that you hear me rave about on this show, the things that I like to find in a cigar, this is it. And it's not real expensive. You can get a box of them for what? You can get a box of 25 for $217. This is the Robusto, and you can get a box of these for $239, $240. $239.99, so $240, which I would gladly pay when I have the money to pay for it. So just know when you hear me say I would gladly pay, it doesn't mean that I am rich enough to do so. It just means that if I were rich enough to do so, I would gladly pay it. This is the Perdomo Reserve Maduro. It is the 10th anniversary, and as you can see there, it is a very similar label to what Jerry just showed us for the new label for the cigar that he's smoking. I mean, it's somewhat, it's blue. It's got the nice circular deal here. I believe this was sent to me. Now, I could be wrong. We send a lot of samples to each other. We have too many samples. We have too many samples, gentlemen. That's why I've slowed down the amount of samples that I send to you guys, because we have too many motherfucking samples. I'm swimming in a sea of samples. I have a huge box right down here to my left, and there's a fucking stack of them over there to my right that you can even see in in the bottom left corner of my screen there. But I believe that this came in a Cigar of the Month Club package from JR Cigars or from luxurycigars.com. I don't think either one of you guys sent this to me, and I have to recommend this. It's called the Limited Cabinet Series. The label, as I just showed there, actually, and I don't know why. It might be the chromium look. Chromium was a big thing back when I was a kid. There were comic books printed in chromium. There were action figure labels printed with chromium. It was fucking everywhere. And it didn't mean anything. I don't know what the fuck it means. I don't know what chromium is. But I assume it's a type of metal. But this reminds me, that's exactly what this reminds me of. So I'm a huge comic book nerd, have been my entire life. When I was a kid, I went to a comic book store, and my grandmother bought me an entire set of Marvel X-Men cards. And some of them were chromium, similar to this. You know, they had this look. Some of them, most of them weren't, but some of them did. And this cigar puts me in that mindset, that feeling that I had when I brought home that pile of cards. So it kind of evokes a core memory, which is pretty cool, I think. But it's great. It's a great cigar, and it's going very. So I got to encourage you guys and everybody listening to pick some up. You can get that's a Torpedo, pack of 5 Robusto, $52.99. So $5.29 per cigar. I mean, can you really, for a good cigar, can you really do any wrong for $5.29? No, my math is wrong. $10 per cigar. Still not bad. So at any rate, very, very pleased with this pairing. And are you guys ready to move on to This Pours on Me?
Let's do it.
Okay, so This Pours on Me. We're just doing our own thing. Since I alluded to the fact that I had another 117 series to talk about, I'll just go ahead and jump right in. This is the 1910 extra old. So if you're a fan of Old Forester, you know all about the 1910. If you're a fan of whiskey, especially American whiskey, you know all about the 1910. It's fantastic. It's an absolutely fantastic. I mean, you can find it anywhere for what, $35, something like that. It's great. It's absolutely great. And there's no reason not to pick it up when you can. This is extra old. And what that means, we're all going to find out together, because I'm sure that it's on this label. And I haven't read it myself. I'm wrong about the price. So 1910 here, $750 is $49 or $48.99. Still great price for a great product. So on the label here, it says Old Fine Whiskey is a double-barreled bourbon in Old Forester's Whiskey Row series. For this release, the brand experimented with extended finishing by leaving the whiskey in the heavily charged secondary barrel for at least 24 months. So that's going to be 2 years, of course. This is batch 2, released in July of 2025, which is just last year. Of course, it has their DSP on there, like I mentioned earlier. The size is the same. It's still a 375. Proof is 93. That's 46.5% alcohol. And this shit is dark. I mean, holy shit. It is dark as fuck. Like it's just dark. Yeah, that is a heavy nose. So I'm going to let you guys tell me what you think about the nose. What are we laughing about here? I see you guys both laughing.
You said tell us about the nose. We don't have that pour.
Fuck, I forgot.
We're waiting to see if you
I'm sorry. Somebody texted me. Sorry about that, Jerry. Somebody just texted me and said, bye-bye, Florida. It looks like Iowa just knocked Florida off in the NCAA tournament 73-72.
Shit, they should have been knocked out of the tournament before the tournament started when they got knocked off by whoever that was a couple weeks ago.
I wasn't going to say anything.
No, I was waiting. Tell me about the nose.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, tell me about the nose that you can't smell, guys.
I'm sure it's
Here,
fantastic.
hold on a minute. Here you go. Smell it.
The scratch and sniff. Smell-o-vision.
I'm fucking retarded. So anyway, yeah, I got distracted, but I'm all, Kentucky got put out today. That's a bummer for me, but I love this time of year more than any other time of year, except for NFL playoffs. They're equal to me. But so I got distracted whenever I got that text. But anyway, yeah, this is it's heavy fruit. It's everything that you expect from a 1910, but it is amplified tenfold. So it's and I'll send goodness gracious, I'll send this out to you guys soon. I love it how y'all just sat there and fucking looked at me like I was an idiot. I'm glad. God. Life's hard when you're stupid.
Life's hard in general.
Yeah, but
It's
when
even
you're
harder
stupid,
when you're
it's
stupid.
real hard. So, heavy red fruit notes. But it's like red. It's I know what it is. It's strawberry shortcake with strawberries on top. I don't know if you guys are a fan of strawberry shortcake. I happen to fucking love it. And not the dumbass cartoon, which I may actually enjoy if I were to go back and watch it now as an adult. But my experience with it is that's a girl's cartoon. It's stupid because I was a kid when it was on TV, and that's just how it was back then. But there's definitely some pound cake and some ripe strawberries right on the nose, which is just incredible. Holy shit. Let's see how it goes on the palate. So the red fruit carries over, but it's not necessarily strawberries. A little bit of the sweetness. There's a rye spice in there too that's just interesting with that sweetness and got that little bit of rye spice in there. I dig that juxtaposition there. I dig it. Let's try it with this cigar real quick. Damn it, I'm not lit. I've gone out. Just a second. Okay. It's really weird. Now I'm confused because with that cigar, it takes that from a fruity, light cake note into a heavy chocolate lava cake note. Yeah, that's fantastic. That is. So you guys, when you guys get these samples, if I can find some more of these cigars, I'm going to send these too. But if not, we need to get dark Maduros, or at least both of you guys do, so then that way you can try it out like this. So like this is I don't know how to describe it more than that, so I'm just going to shut up. The last time I picked one, I picked Paul, so I'm going to pick Jerry. Jerry, what is your pour?
There is no name for this one. No label, no nothing.
Oh yeah. Well, give me just a second. I'll tell you about the nose.
It's not. I don't think it's coming up on.
When you hold it up in front of your face again, it looks like that. It looks like your face is imprinted on the back of the bottle,
like the BTAC bottles.
Yep, exactly. That's. Yep, you should do that.
This was aged for 1 year and just under a month. In that color, there's floaties all in it. It was clear a year ago. It is not no more. But there's a bunch of which you guys will get some a bottle of this coming up soon. But there's butterscotch in there. There's cinnamon in there. Majority of it is like malted. There's a lot of malted rye, malted barley, malted wheat in there. There's also a lot of corn. It's a weird one, but I've been enjoying it. But yeah, it's like cinnamon, like almost burnt butterscotch on the nose. Yeah, so you guys will get this eventually, and you guys can try it. I'm waiting on some bigger samples other than these little 2-ounce samples, because I might have like 3.5, 4 gallons of it sitting inside, so I could give out some bigger samples and not have to worry about missing a bottle. So you guys will get those eventually.
Looking forward to that.
Same. I have Paul, since you weren't here earlier, I won't talk about where I got it, but I have a clear rye whiskey in a quart jar with a bourbon bagger as we speak.
Nice.
So in the coming weeks, that'll be divvied up. See what we think. See how your palate is the one that I'm most worried about, because you drink the rye all the time. And that's how you know that I'm from the South, because I just said the rye.
The rye.
So anyway, go ahead, Paul. What you got?
I grabbed one of my early contenders for best of the year. And you could tell because it's only March, and
Nice.
It's the Barrell New Year 2026.
That was a good one.
I did send you guys some samples out of this, but I have put a dent in it, and it's fantastic. It's 7 states. I want to say, count them up, 7. I think it was 17 different whiskeys from 7 states. Yeah. The derived mash bill is 74-21, 4 with 1% wheat. It's fantastic. I mean, it has all the fruits, all the stone fruits like apple, pear, apricot, but then tons of sweetness too, caramel, vanilla. I mean, every good note that you find in a bourbon is in this pour. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I kept a little bit. I might have kept about an ounce, maybe a little less. So when we get towards our end of the year best of or favorites, at least I'll have some of that to go back to, along with a couple other pours that I've put to the side, so I could go back to them before we do that, instead of trying to remember these pours a year later. But I remember liking that one a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a contender. It's like 55.15%. I want to say it's like $85, $90 or something like that. But I mean, it's fantastic. I love getting apricot. That's one of my favorite notes too to get out of bourbons, and I only really get it from these Barrell products. I don't know how they blend to find that apricot note. I get it big time on the seagrass, and this one it's there too. Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Wyoming, Maryland, New York, and Ohio, and a couple different whiskeys from each of those states. They know what they're doing, blended bourbon. So
they do. I've never had anything by them and I've heard a lot of people talk a lot of shit about Dovetail, which that's the only thing that I've ever heard anybody talk shit about as far as something they produce, and that is fucking ridiculous because Dovetail is fucking incredible. Every year it's fucking good.
Yep.
I got something for you, Paul. I think Adam's had it. It's a Starlight Rye finished in apricot brandy barrels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got a bottle upstairs that Wayne got for me. I had another one that I drank already.
Yeah, I think I got you that one and the peach one.
Yeah, you got me the second one and the peach one. Wayne got.
Can't remember from. I think it was Bourbon Finds. So
you got me the first one. You got me the first because you sent me the apricot and the peach at the same time, and Wayne got me the second one.
Same thing as Copper and Kings is we thought that peach was going to be fantastic. It was, but first that apricot was amazing. So
that apricot is fucking.
I got to look to see how much I have left, and I'll get at least Paul, if not both of you guys, samples just to get them out. I got to see how much I have that left, but I remember that one was fantastic.
That sounds good. Yeah. Apricot is one of my I love that. I mean, and it's really only in barrel. I don't get it in any other products really. I don't know what whiskey they're getting it from, what in their blend, or if it's just the blend that they're doing. They're seeking out that flavor, but
they don't talk about, they don't tell where they, they're as transparent as they can be without telling you exactly where they get the whiskey from, which if their whiskey was shitty or if they had an offering at all that was not worth, that I'd be more worried about where they get it from. But since it's not, then I don't care. It's wherever they're getting it from. It's obviously good whiskey.
Yeah. Looking at the states they get it from, Indiana's coming from MGP and Maryland's coming from Sagamore. The other 5 states, it could be anywhere.
Here's the thing about that. Let's walk that back for a second, because I went to a tasting at Total Wine, and it was Bardstown Distillery. Bardstown Distilling. They gave me it was either a rye or a high rye, and they said they couldn't tell me where the distillate came from. And when I guessed MGP, they said it's not from MGP. They said, I can't tell you where it's from, but it's not MGP. I said, well, then it's West Fork whiskey. So with that being the case, it may not be, because West Fork is clearly doing some contract distilling themselves, and they're doing it with enough gusto or oomph or whatever you want to call it, that they're getting the attention of Bardstown Distilling, who is actively trying to become a competitor with MGP with their contract distilling and things like that. So it may not be MGP that's in that bottle.
Yeah, but I think Barrell was doing stuff with MGP before
probably
was. So I'd imagine they
probably
have some kind
but
of.
But if that was a 24 or 25 or before release, I'd say there's no question it's MGP.
But West Fork
now there is a bit of a question.
When did West Fork open though? 2021, 2020?
I don't know, but I know
they
just started distilling their own stuff within the last, probably
because
maybe 6 years.
It says on the back of the bottle, Indiana 5, 6, 8, 11, and 13 year whiskeys. So I'm thinking the 8, 11, 13 is definitely MGP. I'd have to Google what. I know West Fork's only been open for 5 or so years, maybe.
When they started releasing their own distillate, I think they were putting it out at 3-4 years, and that was only a couple years ago.
Yeah, and
I can't see them. Oh, it's Barrell. They probably can, but I don't know if they would actually go. I don't know if they would source from 2 different distilleries in the same state.
I think they would because they want to be tricky, but
They could
I
be,
don't
but
think it fucking matters. I really
think they're
don't.
just getting barrels that are good. I think that's what their goal is,
yeah.
and
If
hats
you-
off to them for it.
If you've got multiple places to get multiple barrels that are just fantastic, why in the fuck wouldn't you? There's no, unless they make you sign a non-compete or an NDA or something. That shouldn't be an NDA, but a non-compete or something like that. Which I don't even know how you would. You can't really consider that a non-compete. You're not trying to compete directly with them. You're just using products from two different distillers. I don't know that you can come up with a contract that says that you can't do that.
oh, you can make a contract for anything.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hold up in court.
Oh no, not at all.
And so, I mean, I can make up a contract that says that you owe me a golden cat and a fucking rainbow bridge that takes me to Valhalla. That doesn't mean it's going to fucking happen.
Yeah, but if MGP puts out a contract saying you can't use any other distillate from Indiana except for ours, and then they go and do West Fork, MGP will just be like, "Fuck you guys, you're not getting my shit
Yeah.
no more."
I don't think they're doing that though. I don't think MGP gives a fuck to that part because they supply whiskey to so many distilleries across the entire country. I don't think that they can. I really don't because
they care.
They were supplying distillate to West Fork for a while.
Yeah. Well, they still are with their Hugh Hammer or Hammer line. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I just
Googled it. Yeah. So I was wrong. West Fork opened in like 2014-15, but they moved into their big plant in 2020, 2021. That's what I was recalling.
Yeah.
I think that's when they started really pumping out their own stuff. So, I mean, there could, this 5 and 6 year that's in there could be West Fork, and the 8, 11, 13 could be MGP. Who knows? Because I don't think from 2014 when they opened to 2020, they were probably producing enough. But I mean, Barrell's just grabbing a handful of barrels. They could have a barrel from them from 2014. Who knows? I mean, it's Barrell. They can, they're not a little blending house. they're the biggest one, I think. So, yeah, and they wouldn't, like I said, I could see MGP, yeah, like you said, Jerry, saying you're only going to get it from us in Indiana, but I doubt they really care that much. I mean, they're gigantic. So if Barrell wants to grab, 10 barrels of West Fork to throw in, who knows? They probably could. I'm just pretty certain that the Maryland one is definitely Sagamore. I don't know who else Maryland's got 7 and 8 year bourbon.
Who else is it? Who else is in
back
there?
to Indiana, it probably is MGP if I had to guess. I'm just saying there's a possibility,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
It
almost
could be because there is the 5 and 6 could definitely be. Kentucky 5, 6, and 10 year
That
old.
could be anybody.
That could be anybody. Tennessee 8, 10, and 16.
That's, I would imagine, it's probably Tennessee Distilling
Most likely.
or Dickel,
If it's
but
Kentucky. It could be anybody, but I'm going to guess it's Barton,
Barton is
yeah.
Bluegrass, or yeah, it could be Bluegrass. It could be Heaven Hill. It could be Jim Beam. Hell, it could be Maker's Mark. Probably not.
It could
But-
be anybody, but it's probably Barton or
It's
Heaven
probably
Hill.
Barton.
it could be Bean, it could be anybody. I mean, everybody sources barrels.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, if I really had to put a finer point on it, Barton, Heaven Hill, Beam. Those are going to be my 3. But
Yeah.
I don't really get that peanutty quality from Barrell.
What was the ages on those?
No, but
The
they're
Kentucky?
Kentucky's 5, 6, and 10. But there's 17 different whiskeys in here too. So I mean, they're gonna blend out whatever they don't want to have in there to give it away.
Yes, but at the same time, that's that one offering. They have a lot of offerings, and I've had many of them.
Yeah.
And there's not always 17 different whiskeys blended together in that particular bottle. And I've never gotten that nutty quality from a Barrell. So I think Beam is probably out. If I had to guess, it's Barton or Heaven Hill. And if I really had to guess, I'm going to go with Barton because it's
Barton's going to be my main guess.
Yeah, and then 9 and 13-year-old from Wyoming, which is Wyoming Distiller.
Yeah.
I
whiskey.
don't think there's anybody else in Wyoming that's been distilling as long, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
if so, it's some obscure place that I don't know of. I know there's a bunch that have that are distilling now, but to have 9 and 13-year-old aged whiskey, it's got to be Wyoming whiskey. Then Maryland 7-8, it's got to be Sagamore. New York 5-year-old, be a whole bunch of places.
I think that's Finger Lakes.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a whole bunch of different.
I know they worked with Finger Lakes in the past. Again, who knows if they stick with them? But
Is your family in the Finger Lakes? Do you need to go on vacation to the Finger? Y'all don't have any idea what I'm talking. You've not watched The Office enough.
not in a
Jim
while.
Carrey. When Jim Carrey applied for Steve Carell's job on The Office, all he could talk about was needing to go to the Finger Lakes. He was supposed to be at the Finger Lakes while he was in his interview. And when I went to Maine, I drove through Scranton. I went and saw the pen paper tower that it shows in the opening sequence of The Office. And then while we were driving up through there were several signs for the Finger Lakes, and that was all. So it fucking, but yeah. Anyway, it's I've got the 2023 or 4. I think it's 320. No, I think it's 24 release of the New Year's Barrel, and I've had many of the Barrel releases. The New Year's, I think, is one of my favorites. It's so good. And I don't remember who it was. I hadn't had a lot of Barrel at that point, and I was texting our BCB chat, about which one to get, whatever. And I think it was D-Rock that said to get the New Year release. It might have been JD. But anyway, that's what I love it. It's great. That shit is fantastic. Barrel can do no wrong, and we should look into getting their head guy onto this show. Actually, I'll reach out after we get off tonight. It would be. I remember that interview they did with him, and he seemed like a really cool dude, and it'd be a lot of fun to have him on and just talk about their process and what they do, because it's damn good stuff. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, I think that brings us to the end of another episode of Bourbon Beers and Belvederes. Coming up, we've got some episodes you don't want to miss. Some really cool stuff going on with Chat Whiskey, Chattanooga Whiskey. In case you're not aware, the Founders Day situation that's going on there. They've got some specials going on. I can't make it. I've got something else that I can't miss, but tickets are on sale right now. I know Jerry and Paul have already bought theirs.
Yep.
Pretty exciting stuff.
And our Airbnb is literally next door. Like, it's on the property.
We'll have some good pours sample out and send to you. I bought the ticket comes with their bottle, and then they're doing the past, present, and future 375 kit, and we both picked one of those up with the ticket, I think. And I'm sure we're probably going to make some purchases while we're there, and hopefully we can weasel ourselves in there before or after.
Like I said, we're literally on property.
What's the date on that weekend again?
It's April 9th, which is a Thursday. Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah, I think.
That's why I couldn't make it. It's fucking, yeah.
Yeah, I think you said you had like a class or a
yeah, I've got to teach that night. That's Tuesday and Thursday are my busy nights, and I'm moving around my Tuesday night on the week of the 21st so that I can go see Seven Dust, a band that I have listened to for over 30 years and never seen live, and I'm going to be seeing them at a venue that I work at. So, I might actually get to meet the guys and whatever. So I won't be able to. I can't make that work, but that would be fun.
Yeah, we'll try to get. I'm going to still work out my travel details, but I think we're going in on Wednesday, so we need to reach out to them and see if we can help them set up on Wednesday and maybe drop some bottles in our pockets, from some barrels or something.
Yeah, I'll reach out. I'll reach out to the contact I have and just basically let them know and see if we can get like a early access or something.
We'll help them set up some tables.
Yeah.
So how long are you guys going to be there?
I'm gonna, I think Wednesday to Friday. I know I have to be back Friday midday, I think, because then I have to drive down to a cheer tournament in Virginia Beach Friday night.
Yeah, I'll be driving up Wednesday morning. Get up there. It's only 6 hours, maybe. So I'll get up there sometime Wednesday afternoon, and then sometime Friday I'll head back, depending on what Paul's situation is.
Yeah, so Wednesday we're gonna harass them around dinner time to let us in their distillery and just lock the door behind us and let us just do what we want to do.
If you were gonna
either that, or we'll see if Tim and Tiana and those guys want to go to dinner or something.
Yeah,
if you were gonna be there through Saturday, I would have made the trip down on Friday evening, but doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. That's all right.
I got to work Saturday, Sunday, so I had to come back. But
definitely get online, buy your tickets, go check that out. It's guaranteed to be a good time. You can meet Paul and Jerry.
Yeah, let us know if you're going to be there. We'll meet up. Like I said, our Airbnb is literally next door to the Riverfront Distillery.
They're the ones you want to meet anyway. You don't. I'm like a Grinch. You don't. I'm just not green. So.
Adam's going to be sitting there drinking his Chattanooga and be like, "What do you smell of it?" I don't have a pour.
Fuck you both. So,
that being said, well, you guys will see it after this episode gets released. But next week we're going live with the father-son duo from Bearded That Is All. That should be a good one. And then in 2 weeks, April 12th.
Bearded Sasquatch.
No, that is April 12th. I was right. April 12th, we have AT Cigars on, and then Elegant Sasquatch. Elegant Sasquatch is 5/17. So and then we might have one more coming on before our end of the year 3-year blowout. Still kind of trying to work on details with that one, but those are the next 3 guests. Bearded That Is All, AT Cigars, and Elegant Sasquatch, which between now and the 28th, which is probably going to be after this episode gets released. So, but if it gets released before then, they have 50% off all their products on their store. So go check them out. If this episode gets released before then, I'm not 100% sure when this will get released. I feel like it's going to be after it. So if it is, oh well.
Right. So, as always, we want to encourage you to support your local veterans, active duty military members, first responders, LEOs, firefighters, that kind of situation. Give often in any way that you can, whether it's, prayers, just your support, or if you can give monetarily to charities that help to elevate those folks. It's great. Every 6 seconds or something like that, a veteran kills themselves. It's way too many. It's absolutely ridiculous. We can find ways to help those folks, because they sure, gave us their all, and the least we can do is help them out once they get back. And then, I feel like there's a better way to say look out for children than saying look out for children. But look out for the kids. The world's fucking nuts. And every single day I hear more and more.
Yeah, it's sad that we actually have to say that.
It fucking sucks, And I saw a number today. It was something crazy, like 2,800 children had been recovered by the FBI, and 300 suspected child or human traffickers have been arrested since Kash Patel took over the FBI. And the problem, that's a problem because it's that many, but it's also a problem because that is a minuscule number compared to the amount of people that are out there actively preying on our children. And it's not always strangers that are doing this. Sometimes it's people that are familiar to these kids. Most of the time, it's people that are familiar to these kids.
That's a lot of times.
Problem too. And there are some states that have approved the firing squad for child molesters. There's some that have approved the death sentence. Thank you, Florida, for child molesters. I think it needs to go a step further. It needs to be awful. It needs to be humiliating. It needs to be gruesome, and it needs to be broadcast across every single television channel available to anyone that has a television on the planet Earth.
Chop their dick off, shove it up their ass, let them suffer, then fucking shoot them.
I say do it and then hang them, and don't just let them dangle there until they die. Make it awful. Make it terrible. Make it so that anybody that's seeing it knows, hey, I shouldn't do this. I'm fucked up. I shouldn't do this. I'm going to stop doing this thing so I don't end up like that. Watch out for Roblox. Watch out for Minecraft. Watch out for Instagram. Watch out for pretty much anything that's social media. We had to ban Roblox here in my house recently, and one of the developers was recently popped with like 40 counts of child porn. Things are bad. So just watch out for them. Just try to be a good human. And as always, enjoy your spirits and cigars responsibly. Until next week, cheers.
Cheers, guys. Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes is produced by Adam Bolden, Paul Rousseau, and Jerry Ullman. Edited by Jerry Ullman. Music by Ryan Johnson. You can find all of our links on our website at bourbonbeardsandbelvederes.com and at beacons.ai/Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. As always, enjoy your bourbon and cigars responsibly. Cheers.